Welcome everyone. This is Tamara Belland, your moderator today, and I'd like to introduce my friend Pamela Ziemann, who's got some fabulous information to share with us today. Pamela.
Hello, Tamara. Hello, everybody. Yes, this is the Sad Diet to Self-Care Superstar free mini course that I'm going to be holding starting March 10th. And what I wanted to do, I've got the basic structure down, but I really want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you want? What would be really helpful for you? So I've put it out there, and some people are asking questions about it. So why don't we just go ahead and bring up the first question?
All right.
So we have, this is Marcus, and he's over in Germany, I know. He says, is this sad, a completely vegetarian diet? And Marcus, it's such a great question because I have found that a lot of people don't know that acronym SAD. It actually stands for the Standard American Diet, or Wikipedia says it's a standard Western pattern. So affluent countries have this way of eating predominantly meat and dairy and processed foods. It's also called the meat-sweet diet, and it's very lacking in vegetables. So we're going from that sad diet to a self-care superstar. And what I like to say is that self-care superstar is really about taking care of ourselves, you know, taking care of our own needs. I just learned this morning, Tamara, which is so crazy, but I was reading the book Appetite for Profit, and the author, Michelle Ziemann, says that Americans spend $36 billion on marketing, on food marketing every year. I mean, just take that in, $36 billion. And then I thought about $36 billion to tell us that we're going to be hungry and we need to eat. Why do they need to spend so much money marketing to us on our basic need of nourishing ourselves, of eating?
I think possibly they're spending that much money to convince us of something that is really against our common, human nature of eating healthy foods.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also when I read that, I thought, okay, Lily Tomlin was in this play, The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe, in the 90s. Did you ever see that, Tamara?
No.
The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe. You would love it because she plays this bag lady. It's very funny, but it's also very, very powerful in that it causes us to think, where is intelligent life in the universe? She was a marketing director for Nabisco. She played that role. And then she kind of lost her mind because at one point she was going, why am I earning all this money to produce ads for third world countries to convince them to eat snack foods when they don't even have real meals? And she just, all of a sudden, she lost it. Like, what is going on? And that's kind of how I feel sometimes. And that's why I'm so excited to bring this to other people. It's like, it's beyond insane. It's really crazy how we've all gone into handing over our responsibility to the major food companies to tell us what is good for us.
And part of it, Pamela, I think, is we're so busy. You know, we're going from thing to thing to thing, and we're just happy to have something put in our hands that we can munch down and then move on to the next thing.
That is so true. And we're just like on this, hamster wheel, just running as fast as we can. And then, I don't know, it's like somehow we get hooked on convenience foods because it does fill us up. And, that's reminds me of your comment. You put this on this morning, I think.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, okay. Mm-hmm. Sad diet, in my experience, let's see, it's actually...
that was my second comment. I think I made another one.
Yeah, I'll put that one up. Okay, the sad diet with its emphasis on how food looks and tastes rather than how it nourishes and nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. Unfortunately, brings with it the exact opposite of what one is hoping for. So true. Can you say anything more about that, Tamara?
Well, I spent a lot of my life, from my 20s up, trying to change my way of eating because my way of eating was bringing me a lot of negative things, such as foggy thinking, sadness, mood swings, and then as I got older, joint, inflammation. Mainly my situation was a mood drop. Things look kind of black after eating wrongly, and then it's like drinking alcohol or something. I was very sensitive, I guess. So anyway, that was my situation.
That's really, really interesting. And so how food affects us in so many different areas. I would love to hear more from the viewers out there. The viewers, like, what are your comments? What are your questions about this? Because in this free mini course coming up March 10th, I'm going to be talking about how we got in this mess and how we can get out of it. So basically, those things are what we're going to cover. Christopher Parasol has a question. Thanks, Chris. What does the standard American diet really consist of? Is it the 4 food groups? And actually, the standard diet includes a lot of meat, cheese, dairy, a lot of processed foods. That's what it's currently at, and that's why 2/3 of Americans are overweight. 2/3 right now.
And also sugar. Don't forget sugar and white flour. Those are 2 biggies in it also.
Right. Right. So basically, with this, the sad diet to self-care superstar, I want to talk about taking responsibility back and really understanding the best food choices for us. And it's like Marcus also asked, is this a vegetarian diet? And as you probably know, I'm vegan, but I have no judgment on people. I promote vegan foods because I think they are the best for our environment, for our spirituality, for our own health. But the thing about this, Marcus, and everybody else out there, is like, what are your values? What are your values? If you would go out there and you have no problem like killing something and frying up the meat and eating it, go for it. But I really believe that people, when in their heart of hearts, we're compassionate and we really want to do what aligns with our own values. That's what this is about. So it's not me telling you what to do. It's you looking into your heart and really figuring out for yourself, what it is that you want to do.
And I think, Pamela, I haven't really seen the complete outline of your program, your 4-day free program, but I think it's a hand up to people to help them to change, to give them, incentive or reason for changing, and also making it a lot easier.
Totally. And another reason that I did this, Tamara, is because so many people have come to me and they have said that I've tried and I just can't do it. It is so hard when you think about all the forces out there, like pulling us back in with the billboards and the TV ads and everything else. It's really, really hard. So when I come up like this 4-part mini-series, you'll be able to come in the film strip just like Tamara is, and we'll be able to talk to each other. And we'll be able to say, hey, this is my experience, this is what's happening for me. And then somebody else, it's like our collective mind is so much more powerful because we can help each other through this and get back to self-responsibility and self-nourishment and, really, really feeling good about ourselves. And I think that's what most people on the planet want.
And another part of this, Pamela, is doing this together. Things like people who have children and children who don't want to change their diets because they're happy with, M&Ms and, eating what their friends eat. People need support around all sorts of things. And, what if your spouse likes eating lots of meat, and what you do, So it's not something that really can be done enjoyably by yourself very, very easily, I don't think.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like, how can we have more fun with this? I mean, it really could be fun, huh, Tamara? I mean, chopping up vegetables and, putting on some good music and really prepping everything to get ready for the week. It could be really fun, and we could really be engaged with it and feeling more of a participant in our life rather than somebody handing us something as a spectator.
Yes, and also if you know how to cook differently or how to prepare food differently, this way of eating is so creative and so much, it's like my inner child or my spirit is so excited about it rather than the same old stuff, which is kind of dreary. You know, it's so enlivening in my experience.
Right. And you were talking about joints earlier. Could you actually feel a difference in your joints?
Oh yes, when if I'm, eating some white flour, if I've been given some white, somebody hands me something, okay, I'll have this tortilla or whatever because oh, I'll just take it today. And I do notice that the next day my thumbs are causing me a problem, which never happens otherwise, and I know that's what it's from.
See, this is the great thing about working together because I don't feel so alone. I have totally felt the same thing. If I have
Really?
sugar or if I have a lot of wheat, and I'm on day number 5 of a cleanse right now, and I wake up and I feel fantastic because my fingers move very easily. I get out of bed and I feel young again, whereas just a week ago I was getting out of bed going, oh man, it's just like, what's going on here? Really, totally, I'm just saying, what is going on? And when we actually change, another thing I love helping people with is I help them let go of what no longer serves them so that they can be strong and powerful. And this is key. Letting go of all that stuff. Day number 2, day number 3, I was kind of grouchy because I was like, I don't want to give that stuff up. I don't want to be told what to do, even though I was telling myself what to do. But we have this entitlement culture, like, I should be able to have that. I should be able to have that. So letting go of that stuff, I know from personal experience, is not always that easy. But once you do let go of it, you allow new stuff to come in, and I feel so much better and so much more alive and so much more younger, just by giving up that stuff. And not just food, as you know, Tamara, it's giving up everything that doesn't serve us. It's giving up toxic relationships, people who complain too much, once in a while, understandable, right? But giving up, poor communication skills where there's so much dialogue, where it's just like, just get to the truth of the matter. And so I love that. I love helping people let go of that because I know it's not easy, but when you get to the other side, it's fantastic.
And it's easiest, sometimes it seems easiest to just go sit and watch television rather than do something like you're describing. Let's just go veg out a while because that's too much for me. But with a village together, it can be enjoyable and it doesn't have to be like my way or the highway.
Right. And it doesn't have to be drudgery. And you're
Yes.
so right as far as finding other things to do. Like when I was first starting with that, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do a cleanse again, but I know how good I'm going to feel at the other end of it. I always do. I feel fantastic. But the first couple of days, I was like just surfing the internet, just going, oh, maybe I'll watch this show or that show. And it's just a distraction, a total distraction from us living our lives. And when I think about, they're spending $36 billion a year marketing to us to get us to buy Cheetos and crap like that, it makes me mad. It really does. And I have total empathy for people because I've been there, and I can even see how it would be easy to slip back. But that's why we're doing this program, is to help people stay on track with their lives and what they really want to do. And nothing tastes as good as a fit body feels, right?
Oh, that's certain, definitely. Now, Pamela, we've got a couple questions here from Kat that's come up here. We need to address.
Okay.
There's one. It says, "Is it okay to start with one sad diet meal a week, then one a day, without having to throw out all the food I have now and trying to change everything at once?"
Okay. I'm sorry. I was just going to put that. Okay, here it is. So she says, is it okay to start with one sad diet meal a week, then one a day without having to throw out all the food I have now, trying to change everything at once? No, Kat, you got to completely change your life. No. That's not it at all. It's like, okay, maybe just substitute something. So if you have something sweet you like to eat, maybe, why not have a date instead? Because the date has the fiber in it. And that's just so much better for you. So I'm all about substituting things in the beginning rather than just throwing out everything. It's just like Kathy Freston says, you lean into it. You like one thing at a time. I help people with cupboard clean out and, just to get rid of some of that stuff, but replace it and stuff yourself with the really good stuff. That's what I've been doing. I've been eating bunches of celery just because it's so filling and it's so good for my body.
So if Kat is going to start with one sad diet meal a week to tackle, to change, so, for one thing, you could add a big salad to that meal, what you're used to eating, that's one way to do it, Pamela.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't counsel people on this, you do, but
right.
What do you think of that?
Add a salad in addition to what you're eating right now.
Mm-hmm.
Add that in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, Tamara, and you know this too, you gotta love yourself. I mean, it sounds so silly, but you gotta totally respect who you are before this is gonna work. Because
Yes.
I tried it, a long time ago, and I just wasn't at that point where I would spend the money, that I would take the time, because I didn't feel like I was worth it. And so it's like, why should we go through the bother of chopping vegetables? Why should we spend money on what nourishes us when we could be spending it on, new clothes or something for the outside that, make us look good to other people, but to really nourish ourselves from the inside out. You've got to get to that point, and that's why I call it Self-Care Superstar, because it's more than food. It's about really learning to love at a deep level and appreciate who we are and value ourselves enough to do this thing.
All right, Pamela. I think we've got something here now. Let's see if there's anything else we want to address before the end of this short program.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it pretty short, so I think the comments that people leave in the comment section, we can address those afterwards. I want to tell people that if you want to be notified about this free upcoming mini course starting March 10th, just put your name down in the comment section, or I will put the link to the community, and you can join that community, and then you'll be updated as it gets closer to the event. So I want to thank you, Tamara, for being here.
Oh, yes, it's been fun, Pamela. I really look forward to, I'm going to be on these 4 programs with you, 4 days, so it will just be having a great time.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody, and again, leave your comments. We'll check back in with you.
All right. Have a great one.